Have you ever wondered why the Yakuza, Japan's notorious underworld figures, don't dominate anime the way they do in movies and games? These shadowy figures with their sharp suits and elaborate tattoos seem like they'd be the perfect fit for the high stakes drama of anime. Yet they're more like elusive ghosts in this medium. Why is that? Today we are diving into the mysterious world of the Yakuza and exploring why these iconic gangsters have such a limited presence in anime. So grab your favourite snack and let's unravel this fascinating blend of culture, crime and creativity. The Yakuza, sometimes known as Gokudo in Japanese, are not only the most notorious criminal organisation in Japan, but also some of the most infamous characters across media. Notorious for their deep ties to crime and their complex role in society. But did you know the word Yakuza actually translates to good for nothing? It's a surprisingly humble name for a group that has cast such a long shadow over Japanese culture. Often seen as a Japanese equivalent of a mafia, the Yakuza's influence can be felt across countless movies, games and books. Yet when it comes to anime, their presence is surprisingly scarce. It's hard to find a single specific reason why the Yakuza's themes aren't more prevalent in anime. But it could be linked to Japan's anti-gang laws introduced in the 90s and the Yakuza exclusion ordinances that followed. These laws hit the Yakuza hard, leading to an Asian membership struggling to maintain a grip on modern society. Perhaps this is why the Yakuza aren't as prominent in anime today. They're just not as visible in Japan as they once were. The golden age of Yakuza movies were in the 60s to 80s, a time when anime hadn't yet become the cultural force it is now. Now, the reason I'm diving into the world of the Yakuza is to shine a light on what I believe is one of this year's hidden gems, an anime called The Fable. Let me give you a quick rundown. The story centres on a legendary hitman known as The Fable. This guy is infamous for his perfect record. He takes out his targets with a single shot every time, but after racking up an impressive number of kills in a short period, his boss decides it's time for him to lay low. The solution? The Fable has to live a completely normal life for a whole year. And here's where it gets interesting. The boss, who clearly has some shady connections of his own, sends the Fable to hide out with the Yakuza clan in Osaka. The choice of Osaka isn't just random, it adds a layer of authenticity to the story, with a series showcasing Osaka's unique dialect and local customs adding to the realism and depth of a setting. Accompanying the Fable is his driver, and both of them are given new identities. The Fable becomes Akira Sato, and the driver is now Yoko Sato. And yep, with matching last names, they're forced to pose as brother and sister during this normal year. But there's one major rule Akira must follow: no killing. If he breaks that rule, both he and Yoko are done for. Now, you might think the Yakuza in this series would be your typical generic mobsters, but not here. The Fable really gives each Yakuza member their own distinct personality. These aren't just nameless bad guys, they're fully fleshed out characters, each shaped by their life in the underworld. You really get to see how their criminal lifestyle influences who they are, adding depth to the story. As the series progresses, we're introduced to a variety of characters within the Yakuza gang. One of the first we meet is Takeshi, who clearly represents the older generation of the Yakuza. He's all about the traditional values, respecting the organisation, putting it first, and treating others with respect, as long as they don't work against them. Naturally, he's cautious around Akira at first. To Takeshi, Akira is just some stranger who's suddenly part of their gang, so he carefully watches his every move, always prioritising the group's best interests. On the flip side, there are some younger members of the Yakuza who are eager to impress. You can see how easily they're influenced by the higher-ups, and they're absolutely starstruck by the mere mention of a legendary hitman, The Fable. As the series unfolds, we also meet other members who are more focused on their own desires than the good of the group. They represent the morally ambiguous side of the organisation, constantly caught between their personal ambitions and their loyalty to the Yakuza. This tension adds an interesting layer to the story, showing how different people navigate the criminal underworld in their own way. But The Fable is much more than just a story about the Yakuza. Our main character, Akira, is one of the most intriguing and unique characters I've seen in a while. As we know, he's the legendary hitman, The Fable, but his personality is heavily shaped by his career. He's quiet, almost never showing emotion, and speaks in a monotone voice that makes him come off as socially awkward. The sad reality is that Akira's upbringing, if you can even call it that, was anything but normal. He didn't have a childhood, and his career has robbed him of any chance to develop as an average person. It's clear that killing over 70 people has stripped away much of his humanity. Even though we know he's a killer, we can't help but feel a sense of sympathy for him. Being a hitman isn't something he chose for himself. It's just the life he's ended up with. Akira refers to himself as a pro, which extends to how he handles social situations. Instead of naturally knowing how to act and feel, he studied how to behave, creating some unintentionally funny moments when his attempts to be kind or impressive don't exactly land as planned. But it's not all awkwardness. His skills also make him a protector for those he cares about. He's able to perceive threats and situations that others can't. So really, it's not all that bad, I guess. Having this year to live a somewhat normal life gives Akira a rare opportunity to explore who he is beyond being a hitman. It's a chance for him to relax, find a regular job, and maybe even experience something as foreign to him as falling in love. A normal life is something Akira has never had before, and his interactions with the everyday world reveal a childlike innocence and simplicity. His struggle to adapt to a normalcy is where much of the series' humour and depth comes from. Akira's plan is to lay low, blending in by doing what he thinks normal people do, like finding a hobby, getting a job, adopting a pet, or even starting a relationship. But the truth is, he doesn't really know what he wants deep down. He's just following the script of what he believes a typical life should look like. On the other hand, Yoko, Akira's temporary sister, is his complete opposite. She is loud, outgoing, loves to drink, and isn't afraid to push people's buttons, often just for her own amusement. Her lively personality brings a different energy to the story, offering a contrast to Akira's reserved nature and giving us a different perspective on their unusual situation. Both Akira and Yoko try hard to fit in, but as much as they want to lay low for a year, they're still surrounded by the Yakuza, a criminal organisation that complicates their attempt at normalcy. This creates constant tension in their lives, forcing Akira to decide how he should act. While he has the skills of a pro hitman, he is determined to stick to his mission of living a normal life as much as possible. But when danger strikes, he's faced with a tough choice. Does he stay in character as a regular guy, or does he tap into his hitman instincts to protect those around him? The Fable uses both Akira and the Yakuza to explore a variety of themes, all of which are intertwined. One of the biggest themes in this anime is the concept of self-identity, or even dual identity. This struggle isn't just Akira's alone, it also applies to the members of the Yakuza. The characters in the series constantly wrestle with their own morals and the values they're expected to uphold, whether that means aligning with the Yakuza's code or trying to act like an ordinary person. The series frequently challenges the morality of its characters. The Yakuza's code of honor, which exists alongside their criminal activities, forces viewers to think deeply about the nature of right and wrong. Interestingly, Akira, despite being an assassin, often comes across as more ethical than many other characters, including the general public. Akira's desire to live a normal life can be seen as an attempt to escape his past. But he's not the only one. Many characters in the series are trying to move beyond their past, whenever it's the Yakuza evolving beyond their old traditions, or others who've hidden their histories from the viewer. The supporting cast, from the boss and local criminals to unsuspecting civilians, is well developed and plays a crucial role in the story. Each character, no matter how minor, helps to highlight different facets of Akira's character and the complex world he inhabits. This also raises the question, what exactly is a normal life? While we can all find common themes in our lives, no two lives are exactly alike. So what really defines normality? One thing's for sure, being a professional hitman probably doesn't fit the bill. The Fable masterfully balances humour and drama, making it a standout in the anime world. The humour often comes from Akira's awkwardness in everyday situations and his deadpan reactions to the absurdity around him. These comedic moments provide a welcome relief from the darker themes of the series, making it more accessible to a broader audience. On the flip side, the drama is intense and gripping. The constant threat of Akira's true identity being discovered, along with the criminal elements that constantly disrupt his peaceful life, creates a real sense of suspense and urgency. This balance of humour and drama keeps the series engaging and unpredictable, making each episode a new adventure. What really sets the Fable apart in the anime genre is its unique take on the hitman trope. Unlike other series that might glorify violence, the Fable takes a more nuanced approach, having a professional hitman like Akira avoid killing, even though it's basically his livelihood. This adds a surprising moral depth to the story. The series also excels at blending genres, mixing action, comedy, drama and slice of life elements in a way that feels fresh and original. This genre blending not only broadens its appeal but also pushes the boundaries of what anime can achieve in terms of storytelling. It might sound like a big claim, but I truly believe The Fable is one of the top anime to come out this year. The Fable also offers a unique portrayal of the Yakuza, presenting them as complex, multi-dimensional characters, rather than just one-dimensional villains. Through its mix of action and introspection, the series provides a fresh perspective on the Yakuza, challenging traditional stereotypes and inviting viewers to rethink their preconceptions. By exploring a wide range of themes, The Fable not only entertains but also provokes thought about the nature of organised crime and its place in society. In the end, The Fable stands out for its rich character development and thematic depth, making it a compelling series that goes beyond its action comedy roots. The portrayal of the Yakuza is integral to its storytelling, offering a lens through which to explore broader societal issues and the human condition. Without the Yakuza, Akira's character wouldn't have the same depth, and the story itself wouldn't resonate in the same way. If you haven't checked out The Fable yet, it's definitely worth a watch. With its blend of humour and drama, and its nuanced portrayal of both the Yakuza and its main character, Akira, The Fable stands out as a fresh take on the hitman genre. It challenges traditional stereotypes and invites viewers to think deeply about the nature of organised crime and personal identity. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the Anime Everyday channel. You might not recognise me yet, but my name is Jamie and I've recently joined Jay here at Anime Everyday. I will be contributing to many more videos, so stay tuned for more. Also, feel free to check out my personal channel, linked in the description, though my main focus will be right here for the foreseeable future. Let me know what you think of The Fable in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Take care.